basic oil change, oil filter, air filter and spark plugs on a Ford Focus 2002. And jack it up just on the seal, and then have your two axle stands as far forward as possible due to the weight of the car. I've still got this under there up tight in case one gives way, and I've also got it in first gear with the engine off, so there's less chance of it rolling backwards. And if you want to, you could put some bricks behind the back wheels. Got an old mat I can lay under there because, as you can see, it's gravel. Yeah, so it's all jacked up. I've run the engine with some engine loosener liquid. You pour it in and run the engine for a while so it takes all the oil off the side of the engine. I'm letting it cool a little bit before I go under there. And then I have my old washing up buckets there with all my bits in. And I will be draining the oil. Remember to take the oil cap off so it can come out freely at the bottom, and maybe wear gloves underneath. I'm hardcore, I'm not going to, but you can and probably should. So I'm probably less hardcore, more of an idiot, but I haven't got any. That's the truth of it. I forgot to buy some, so I'm just, you know, gonna try my best. I really don't like being under cars at the best of times, axle stands or not, but doing this for you guys. Can you see that there, just there? That's where the oil's going to come out. So place your bucket underneath. I actually brought a light, but it's lovely and bright today, and it's a 13mm. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. I'm just going to lay this phone down a minute. It's not the most exciting thing you're going to see. I'll get it undone first. Come on, you piece of poo. So anyway, here I am. The oil is pretty much all come out now. So finger tight. Now the person before, like I say, may have overdone it, or it may have just been because it was on there for so long, but you don't have to do it as tight as what you think. Oh, can't do this looking at the camera and doing this. Just kind of, I think they call it 21 pounds, like, I don't understand. There you go, that's not tight. You could get that off easily again. So that's done, and now we've got to go over to the oil filter. Now, the lovely thing about Ford, especially Ford Focus, is the filter's just there. I also own a Severa, which means you have to have 4 joints in your arm to get to it easily if you're only doing it by hand. Hence why I buy one of these contraptions that wrap around it and take the torque. But I might as well use it on this one because I've just given this a go with my hand, and again it's on probably from the heat. So yeah, might as well use the contraption. Well, with it around it, it is moving. It's just a very awkward space, but that's fine. So I'm going to keep going until it comes off. There you go. It is now loose. Now oil is going to come out, so you will need your oil bucket. Yeah, it's coming out that way. I wasn't over enough. Oh, bottoms. It's quite a messy job. It's not the nicest, to be honest with you. Right, oh, and there she is off. Pour all the oil out of it, just so it makes less of a mess everywhere. And yeah, now clean that up a bit, I think, and then put the new one on. So there it is, off and cleaned a little bit better. Just so you know, I am ultimate amateur at this. If anyone wants to comment, they can. But if you can never go at my skills, then it's worthless because I have none. I am nothing without YouTube or Google. So now we've got to get the next filter ready. So here it is. Now some people say just put a little bit of the old oil around here just to make it go on right, and other people say pour a little bit of your new oil into there and around there. So I'm going to do the new oil just because I want as less of that horrible old oil that we've just taken out as possible back in the car. I'm sitting on the floor like a preschooler, but it's close to the car. So, now the internet and the shop both said fully synthetic. Okay, so I always thought synthetic was when they were getting away from normal oil because oil's bad, you know, drilling, etc. So synthetic was a pretend one, which means it should surely be in the newer cars. Now this is a 2002, but it still needs synthetic fully. So, and again, if anyone's got any kind of tips on, oh actually if you use XYZ oil it's cheaper and it still works, then fine. But if you're going to criticise me, I really couldn't be bothered. So, you know, you waste your typing time. So we're now going to pour a little ditty bit into there and rub it round. So there we are. I poured a little bit in. There's a little bit in there now. Get a bit of that new oil, just rub it around the seal. There you go. Don't know why I'm wiping my hands on stones, but anyway. I don't know what that actually does, to be fair, but every YouTube video and website says do it, so I'm just doing it as I'm told. Right, what I should have said was, if anyone actually knows why you rub the oil on it, please do comment. That would be actually quite a handy thing to know. Just curiosity wise, other than anything else. Hand tight. And on. So now that's done, we have to get the car off the axle stands. So now on with putting the oil in. Online says it is 3.75 to 3.96 litres. Here we go. I feel young and funky. I actually found a bendy legs tripod to hold my phone, because a child would not. Far too busy playing Fortnite. Now this is a bit time consuming, but what it is a lot cleaner. You could, if you wanted to be exactly precise with the amount, decant it into a measuring jug from the pound shop or anything like that. Now on to the air filter. I don't understand why it comes in a plastic bag, but it does. So this is where the air filter goes. They're all up there. They're flat head. And then you just take this out. I'm doing this one-handed, apologies. Bend that over there. There you go. And then just put the 4 screws back. That's your air filter done. So onto the spark plugs. This is the way they are. 2, 3, 4. Right, we're here. This is the last one going in. Look, so I put it on the magnet until I feel it go in. Give it a few twists to kind of get it onto the... Yep, it comes up without it. And in. These were very tightly put in, the last one, so all you've got to do... Obviously this is the last one now. I didn't bore you with all 4. Just keep spinning until it gets tight. It's there now. As soon as you can't turn it, there you go. And then just a nice light turn, and that is the spark plugs done. Now, something I was taught years ago when I first started driving, many years ago, is to remember the word power. So while I'm doing the service, I'm just going to check everything, but then it brought power into my mind, and that stands for petrol, oil, water, electrics, rubber. If you check all those things, electrics meaning battery, etc., if you check all those things every week or 2 weeks, then you'll be ahead of the game if there's any problems, instead of driving a car into the ground and then being surprised when it finally dies. So I've checked. The water there is on the max, steering fluid is on max, brake fluid is on max. We know there's oil in there. So I'm just going to fill up my washers. Now, I went into Aldi and bought some of this, ready to use. It's berry scented, but it's ready to pour in there, so I'm going to fill that up. And we're nearly there. Well, that's that filled up. So now I am going to check the tyre pressures. Now, it is recommended that the tyre pressures be between 32 and 40 psi. I don't know what that is in bar. Depending on how many people are in and out of the car. Now, I have children in and out all the time, so I'm going to go 35 to be sure. But obviously you've got to go through the handbook, check your tyre size, which you can find on the side there. Mine's 185/65 R15s, because obviously it will be different. So they will change depending on what size tyre you have and how many people are getting in and out of the car. So that's all my tyres done. This car is ready to be started up and have a little drive, see how it goes.